a must read for every single person in Ottawa every single year when your annual report comes out, to just see where the money's going, what impact it's having on the community, so they become a little more invested in what's going on. It's a brilliant report.
Oh, that's kind of you to say.
And it's only getting better.
Well, we're this is something that I believe in, not just for United Way, but for the human resources, human services sector. As I look around, some of the sectors, the education sector, environment, healthcare, of course, businesses, they are all becoming exceptionally skilled at making their case, their analytics, demonstrating the value. Of course, in the private sector, that's critical. Mm-hmm. But even in the not-for-profit sector, education, healthcare, they are becoming increasingly precise. This sector does good charitable work, but they also make a difference in the kind of community we have. If we can't speak, articulate, and be clear about what that difference is, then we're going to fall behind. So we have to be better.
Yeah, and you certainly are. So you're raising for $80,000. Last year there was the issue, I just read this as well, that you raised $30 million in Ottawa, but there's still $4 million short of the $21 million goal. Are we reaching our goal this year? Because that's something interesting that a lot of people in Ottawa need to know as well, that when it's going outside the money, it's still not impacting the Ottawa kind of amount that we're...
There's some. So there's two bodies of work that we do. There's money that is given to the United Way, and that money is the money that we can stand behind and say, when you give us your money, we will promise you that we will invest it where it's needed most and will have the greatest impact, and we'll be able to demonstrate that to you. Read our annual report. We'll send you the videos. We want to tell you that story. We're proud of it.
Yes.
And so are those who are working to achieve those results. There's other money, however, that donors simply want to pass through United Way in their workplaces or through their giving to other organizations. We don't have the same controls over that money, nor are donors asking us for that. But it's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Donors want to have the convenience of their workplace campaigns or their workplace giving or payroll deduction and pass that money through. We're happy to do that as well. Some of it leaves the city, but it's the donor's choice.
Yes.
The money that we receive, we spend here.
Yeah, and I love it. I wish, and that's good that was out there, so more people are aware of that situation and everything like that. We'll take a quick break now, and we're going to listen to Jen from Foodie Prince talk about 3 upcoming events, as well as another song from Tyler Kealey. This will be Baseball Diamond, where you can find me in the summer, not the winter, unfortunately.
So long as your knee stays healthy.
Which it never is. Yeah. So we'll be right back, and we're going to talk about more of the events that are going on, the Gen Next, and a few of the charities. So we'll be right back. All right, thank you so much, Jen, for those.
Thanks, Nick and Andrew. As we are just about halfway through December, it looks like the next 7 days are turning into quite the foodie week. First up is the Flavors of Ottawa Westboro Holiday Specialty Food Market, presented by the Ottawa Specialty Food Association. Taking place this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., the market will be held at St. George's Parish Hall at 415 Piccadilly Avenue, which is just off of Wellington Street West. Admission and parking are free, and there you'll find all kinds of great treats and artisanal products, including gluten-free and vegan-friendly. So all the food products are either grown or produced and packaged by an Ottawa-based company within 100 kilometers from the city limits. So you'll find at least 20 vendors, including Hummingbird Chocolate, Major Craig's, Hardy Bakery, Morsel, Nat's Bread, Meow That's Hot, and so much more. Lunch will be served by the Ottawa Street Gourmet Food Truck. And also, if you're attending, please consider making a donation or bringing some canned or boxed goods for the Parkdale Food Center. If you'd like more information, please visit osfa.ca. Now, if you're looking for something to do, perhaps during the week, then there are 2 great events for you to consider. So taking place next week on Tuesday, December 16th, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. is Ottawa Chef Bites at Santé Restaurant, which is located at 45 Rideau Street, up on the 2nd floor. Presented by former award-winning chef of Zen Kitchen, Caroline Ishii, and Donna Holtum, owner of Santé Restaurant, Chef Bites will showcase some of the city's top independent restaurants and highlights the culinary talent of the city. So participating chefs do include Mark Lepine from Atelier, Scott Adams from Benny's Bistro. There's Matt Carmichael from El Camino, Jason Lorin of Essence Catering, Ross and Simon Fraser from Fraser Cafe, and many, many more. And of course, you'll also get a chance to sample food from Caroline Ishii herself. Now, tickets for this event are $125 each, but you do get a $90 tax receipt. And so your ticket includes not only samples from all the chefs who will be cooking that night, but you'll also have wine and beer. Those pouring the drinks that night will also include Trias Winery, Pondu Estate Winery, and Broadhead Brewing Company. Well, I shouldn't say all, but proceeds from the evening will go towards the creation of the Ottawa Restaurant Fund, which is an emergency fund to support the restaurants. It's to support the restaurants who are also looking to support their staff when times get tough or they turn bad. So that could mean maybe those who are going through perhaps an illness, maybe there was a fire, or to even deal with sudden unemployment. So if this is your event to go to, then you can purchase your tickets at ottawachefbites.eventbrite.ca. If you're looking, though, for a good food and beer pairing event, then look no further than the Albion Room's Muskoka Beer Pairing Dinner on Wednesday, December 17th, starting at 7 p.m. At $70 a person, and please note that you do need to pay gratuity and taxes on top of that. Sit down, though, for a 5-course dinner with beer pairings created by Chef Stephen LaSalle. If you're interested, then to make your reservations, you do need to call the Albion Rooms at 613-760-4771, or you could drop by the restaurant in person, which is located at 33 Nicholas Street, and that's actually right inside the Novotel Hotel. Reservations, though, are required, and be sure that you have your credit card on you, whether you're doing it in person or on the phone. And that's it for this week. Have a great weekend.
You at the baseball diamond. It's where I'd seen your face before. I had to recollect back then, but now I'm sure we'll go if you think you can make it a great place to just touch base. I made my way around that diamond, learning as I pace. The sun revolved around the moon, revolved around my life, revolved around.
All right, thank you so much, Jen, for those great events, and Tyler Kealey once again. Also, if you want to see Michael Allen again, he just recorded a show with episode 98's guest, Mark Sutcliffe, on Talk Ottawa on Rogers. He's going to be on a panel with the Food Bank, Snowsuit Fund, and the Ottawa Mission for a very good talk on philanthropy and charities in Ottawa. That's on Sunday on Rogers Community 22 on Sunday, December 14th. I'll certainly watch that. I'm looking forward to that because those are 3 great causes as well.
Absolutely.
So,
for sure.
Are looking for funds. I know the food bank they're ramping up for the Christmas season, so a lot of good things there. All right, so lots of great things going on with United Way. One important one is the Gen Next that you're seeing a lot more. The Schmooze Fest, you just recently had your 9th annual Schmooze Fest, which was a great time. I got to meet you there. And I think that's one great event, one absolutely great event that everyone should get out to at the City Hall. We're meeting some great people in the community doing a lot of great things, so that's a good thing.
Oh, we're delighted to have it.
And last night you had the mix and mingle, so you're getting the younger generation involved with what the United Way is trying to do and their mission. So can you talk a bit about the future of Gen Next and where you're looking for it to go?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Nick. It's, one of the challenges that United Way has, which is also one of the great things, is that we're over 80 years old as an organization. So we've got a long history. We know this community well. We've been operating here a long time. We're trusted, but it sometimes makes us look like your grandfather's United Way, and we'd like to not be seen that way. And so we recognize that as another generation of givers enters into the workforce and becomes of an age when they want to become involved in their community, that we need to find ways to be there for them as a vehicle to achieve what their objectives are in the community. One of the things that we've done is, you've pointed them out, is some special designed activities for the Gen Next millennial crowd. Schmooze Fest and the Gen Next Cabinet and things like the Mix and Mingle. It just recognizes that they're looking for a different experience than just donating. There was a time, and actually this is a generation that has come through the school system with the required 40 hours of service. And I can't tell you at the time that came through how much debate there was about, is it really volunteerism if you make them do it, if it's mandatory? And I got that, but I must confess that I'm so pleased that they stuck to it, because even though it may have been mandatory, it has created a generation of young people and people who are now in the workforce who get it. Even though they were required to do it as part of their schooling, they get it. They get why it's important. They're connected to these things. They've overcome whatever impediments there were to get involved because they were required to do it, and now they aspire to it. They want to do it. They're looking to be involved, and for them it's all seamless. We spoke about this earlier, that for many in this generation, what they do at work, what they do in their personal lives, what they do in their home lives, it's all just one thing. My generation, those were things you divided and you tried to make sure you did enough of everything. For a millennial generation, it's all one. There's social activities, there's philanthropic activity, and so we have to meet those donors, those who want to be involved on their terms, and the good news is they want to be involved.
Do you have a grasp of your donors, what age demographic they are currently, and is it getting younger now?
It is. Well, it's getting both, actually. We were very strong, and one of the biggest challenge for us was that we had difficulty holding on to people in retirement. They'd been giving to United Way their entire working careers. They would retire, and they would fall off our radar. So we actually have a very good program now, particularly in the federal public service, where they have had good incomes, have relatively good pensions, and they continue to give to us in fairly significant levels.
Oh, that's excellent.
But for sure, we have to reach now into the younger donor. Even though their capacity to give may not be as great, their connection, their thoughtfulness, their desire to be involved is. And they'll grow into earning more money, and they'll grow with that capacity a commitment to their community that they probably understand as strongly as any other generation. But we're good, but we want to be better.
Did you see any direct correlation of increase in interest to donate or whatnot with the ALS campaign that happened? I mean, I know that it was in everybody's Facebook feeds. So, and one thing that I was impressed with is that you had people dumping ice on themselves, and on every single video I saw almost, people said, yes, but did you actually donate? And that was a big thing I found, that everybody kind of stood up and said, that's great you're doing this, but if you're not donating, there's no purpose to it. So have you seen any direct correlation with that campaign that brought through a younger generation? Have you noticed anything as of yet? Or
no, we haven't noticed that. But the reason for that is that it was probably strong before. In terms of their engagement. This was just, and what the lesson we did learn from the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was that technology can change things so quickly, so rapidly, that the ability for this to go viral almost worldwide in days was phenomenally strong. And so we recognize that can happen now. And that campaign raised more money than 3 of our campaigns. That raised more money than 80% of the United Ways in Canada. Those are just the numbers. But what the message is that technology has changed everything. When we started this, the workplace campaign was the most convenient. It was the technology of the day. It was very convenient. People gave through the United Way because it was the easiest thing to do to give in your workplace. That's gone now. That advantage is still there.